accurate swerve drive puzzle. So assemble the swerve so that all the gears and rotations work as expected. And if you were putting a swerve drive on an actual CAD of a robot, you probably wouldn't go into this much detail, because you probably don't really need to model how the wheels work to do math in CAD. But if you were just designing the swerve module, like if you were designing a custom swerve, you might want to go into modeling how each one of these turns, so you could figure out if everything's working correctly. And it also is a good puzzle, and it will help your CADing skills. So you need not make the actual belt move. That would be near impossible. And it would look the same, since the belt always is in the same position. It's just the teeth on it are rotating, and the belt in this model doesn't even have teeth. The gear should turn correctly with the correct ratio, but is it okay if some teeth overlap a bit? Okay. So, what model was this? I think it was the same one from the other one. Okay, MK4L2. So, let's insert from MKCAD. We'll go to our swerve section. And this is not grouped together, I remember, so all these parts are floating around. This one's gonna take a bit. So there's a bunch of things we need. First of all, I don't want parts moving around that aren't supposed to move around. So let's just group it all as one thing for now, and then we can divide and conquer later on. That wasn't the right term. We can unedit it later on and change things. So the first thing that I think needs to turn is the wheel. Let's start with the wheel. So we want to ungroup the wheel from the rest of this assembly. I could select every part, or let me just delete this group, and I will group together the entirety of the wheel. Let's make sure I get all of it. We want to exclude these parts, because this is where the wheel will rotate upon. This part was selected. It doesn't need to be. These screws were selected, and they shouldn't be. These screws should have been selected, because they may not look like it, but they are part of the wheel. This part shouldn't be selected. This part shouldn't be selected. This screw attaches the frame, so these shouldn't be selected. This screw shouldn't be selected. Okay, I think that's the whole wheel, but if it isn't, we can always change it later on. Wheel. So now this is all one. Okay. If we drag it and see anything that looks like it's missing... Oh, what happened here? Where is that part from? Yeah, what does this part do? This part looks like it attaches to here. So, I think I need to unselect that. There we go. And now that the wheel, I think this is like this. These are actually offset a little bit. We can drag our wheel away. And for now, we can group all this. Let's actually insert another one of these so we can refer to the right dimensions. This will be our reference model. Now, we want to do a revolute mate for this wheel. Oh, I see. This axle wasn't even part of the wheel. How far away is the wheel from... Oh, here's another part I forgot to drag out of the group. So, let's go back and do that. This is going to take a while. Okay, let's figure out what that part was again. This little part right here. Shim 8. Okay, that's easy. Because that's right here. And we can just unselect it. There we go. Yeah, now I think I've got it working. I'm assuming... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Is this right up against here? Yes, it is. Face tangent angle. Let me check. Huh. Okay. How far away is this from... The wheel's getting in the way now. So I will unselect... I will hide the treads temporarily. You know, I'll hide this part too. There we go. How far away is this plane from this edge? Is this a nice number? 0.048. Okay, that looks like a nice number. So, I can create a mate connector. Let's put it on here and then move it. That 0.048. It didn't copy apparently. Oh, I moved it in the wrong direction. Why'd it do that? Oh no, I moved it the right way. I just didn't select the right thing. We want this circle. Okay. Now, let's unhide those things again. And we'll do a revolute mate between the edge of this and our mate connector. And this is not going to spin because this whole part is... Oh, what happened there? Oh, I see why. Because I went too far back and I had not grouped the whole thing together. So, give me a second. I can select every part in the wheel by double-clicking on this and then doing this and hiding all the parts in the wheel. Then I can select everything in here and group it again into its main group. Then I can select the wheel parts again and show all of them. And now, let's mate this to the origin. And now this wheel should spin. Yay! Okay, we did our first step in many steps of getting that to work. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go get a drink of water. Okay, I'm back. So, we've got this to move. What's next? This whole base part should spin around so we can change the orientation of the wheel. But right now, it's all grouped together as one. So, we can ungroup this. Let's remove our big group. And I don't want to drag anything here, because then that will happen. So, let's see. We'll create a new group. This is all one part. Or there are multiple parts, but they should stick together instead of having to fastening each part individually. This whole part rides on this, and it connects to this, because this whole thing will... Let me check something, actually. Is this right here, is this one part, or is this two parts? Okay, no, that's one part. Let's go back to our group. Is that everything up there? Okay, these gears will need to turn, but for now, they are attached to the same thing. So let's include them in our group for now. No, actually, these parts are attached to the main frame. And okay, that looks like it's all one group. We'll call this center mech for now. Oh, or apparently just center, because I hit enter accidentally. And then everything else can go in its own group. Let's select this. These motors are all one big part. Oh, all of these are individual parts. Yikes. Okay. I could just drag over them and hit group after that, but I've already done this. So I'll just... Am I missing anything? How do I get to that screw? Okay, yeah, I'm going to do what I just said I was going to do. I change my mind a lot when I'm catting. Okay. We just select this. That. Select the screw, this part, the gear. Let's select a face, and then it will all form one big group later on. And I think that's all the parts. Let's group it and see if we're missing anything. It won't let me... Oh, of course it won't let me move it, because I fastened this part to the origin. Let's try moving this, though. Did I forget any parts? Okay, these two screws are floating out in nowhere. And for the time being, this part should be attached. Should it be? Center. Should I attach this part? Let me think about this. I want this whole part to rotate. So this whole part should rotate around this. So maybe I don't want to select the actual center. Yes, that looks right. Let me make sure I have everything that I need. Those two screws are still floating around. Where do they go? Here they are. Include them. And now I think I need to include this part in the big group. There we go. That looks right. So, this part now needs to rotate. So, revolute. How do I want to do this? If I select here, that will select the center of this hole. And I'll attach it to the other group. Nope, that I didn't select the full ring. Let's redo that. First of all, let's make sure this and this are at the same height, which they are. Because I don't want to change the height of something I don't need to. Let's take the center and the wheel and select them and hide all the parts just so we can see a little better for a second. Okay. So let's select this revolute mate first. There we go. We got the center now. At first I was like here, and then the center of gravity for the whole part slightly over. Okay. That makes things a lot easier. Let's bring the center and the wheel back. Show. Where's the wheel? Show. Oh, no, I showed the actual symbol for the grouping. I'm going to go into here and then do show. Revolute. Now we need to select our other revolute mate, which can be off of here. Or I'm assuming that's the same height. Let's go off the part we actually checked was the same height. And this rotates. And this rotates. I'm going to undo the position I just moved it into for reasons that will become... Actually, it shouldn't matter. I was seeing if these gears would actually be aligned at the start. No, these gears are overlapping in parts. And that part doesn't matter. It just... Having them not overlap, if you can, it makes it look nicer. But we're not really going to worry about that. So we got the wheel spinning, and we got this part rotating. Now, what else needs to rotate? This whole middle section, this tower needs to rotate. How do we want to do that? Group 1. Let's unselect these from the center. You know, the wheel's getting in the way. We're going to hide the wheel again. Double click, hide. Let's also add the whole center part. Okay. Group 1. You know, just so it doesn't move around, this part should also be included in group 1. The screw should be included in group 1. The belt's not going to actually move in our model, so this should be included in group 1. Okay. Now, this should also probably be included. Now, let's figure out, because we want to make this part move, are these and these at the same level? Yes, so we can place, we don't have to offset anything. We can place a revolute mate there. Is this the center or the center of gravity? Okay, this was the center of gravity. See the little mark? But that's not always the center, especially since this part is curved. So I'm going to select the outer circle, and that will center that. I selected this, right? And then we'll select this. And these are now on the same thing. And I can test it, make sure it works by... Huh. Oh, I see. What? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I see. What did I do? Oh, it's just this part spinning, and it's not visible. I need to group these things again. Group this to this. Now, hopefully... There we go. That's spinning. Now, while we have those other parts hidden, let's get everything that's supposed to be spinning up here spinning as well. So this whole axis is supposed to spin. How do we want to make this spin? First of all, we're going to need to separate it from the big group we have. So where's our... Nope. Group 1. Let's off-click it. Is this part of the spinning part? It doesn't really matter, I suppose. We could do it either way, since it's not going to be visible. What about this part? Okay, let's see. It's this flush against here? Yes, it is. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. Now we need to make a group for this. And this part turns the whole, it shifts, it directs the whole orientation of the wheel. So I'll call this direction spire. And we can use our revolute mate. Select the center of this and the center of this. And what did I do wrong? Cannot be added member of the same group. Oh, I see. I chose parts on the same group. I meant to do this. And this. Is that right? Oh, I couldn't select this whole. So you know what? I will actually make this part separate. Because it's round, we're not going to be able to see it spinning anyways. And then I will mate this to this. And because they're not in this... Oh, it moved. There's a space here. Huh. How far apart are these? Parallel distance. Oh, that is not a good number. So let's not offset anything there. If we remove this, is there a hole here? Yes, there is. That's what we'll do. So we'll go back to our direction spire. We'll include this again. We'll do a revolute mate on the edge of this. Then we will hide this little part. And we'll put the other edge of the mate on this circle. Then we can go back and unhide that part wherever it was. I lost it, so we'll just unhide all of the parts. And check to see if this works. Yes, it does. And the bottom part should be spinning as well. As all is one thing. Yes, okay. Then we need to make this part spin off of the motor. So let's go to our big group, group 1, and we need to unselect a few things so these parts can rotate independently. Is there anything up here? It's hard to see what's up there. Okay, I can always undo this. Let's see what's actually in here. Huh, okay. I see. Let's see if we can find a solid distance between these. That's not really a good number. You know what? Let's do the revolute mate off of this. So it will be like this part's frozen in place, and all of this is rotating off of that. Now, in real life, this part is not floating in place, but it won't matter for our model because A, it's circular. We won't be able to see that it's spinning. And it will have the same function as if it wasn't there, because I don't want to mess with how much I offset this. Group 1. See, this and this are 0, 0, right? Okay, yes. Now we need to make a group for these parts. Let's see, what's part of group 1 and what's not part of group 1 again? Okay. This, although it won't really be as visible. These should all be parts of... Actually, no, this part should be part of the main group. And then... These will all be grouped together. Motor spire. We'll do the gray motor spire. Now. Yep, okay, these are all grouped. Did I do that right? Let me drag it out again. It's hard to tell which part of the motor is actually spinning. It won't matter for this. It's hard to tell what's the axle and what's not. So let's just revolute this. Okay. This should spin now. It does. Is that screw even supposed to spin? I'm not sure. I think it is. I don't know. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as we get the general parts rotating in the right ways. We have to do the spire for the yellow motor. And we'll do the same thing again. So let's go to our big group. We will unselect... Oh, no. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So here I'm having trouble selecting this inner part. So let's cancel out of this. Let's hide this motor for a second. And from group 1, let's unselect this, 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 and that. Okay. Now we can group these parts. Make sure we have everything selected. Yellow motor spire. Make sure, okay, we're not leaving any parts that shouldn't be there. Bring this back. Revolute. We'll test this. Yeah, that's good. Okay, what parts did we not do yet? The wheel spins, the real angles. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Did we unrevolute that? What happened there? The wheel's supposed to spin. Yeah, what happened here? What? I must have when I was editing the groups. I must have accidentally center. This should be part of the center. Okay. Now this works, and this should spin. Yes, it does. Any parts that we haven't done yet? This axle needs to spin independently. So let's go to our big group again. Nope. Let's actually go to our center group, I think. And we'll unselect this bevel gear. Does this get unselected too? No, that's the part that will be... it doesn't matter. We could do it either way. Yes. You know what? Let's do it. Let's remove the wheel, or not remove it, but hide it. And where's our center group? We'll hide that too. Maybe we didn't want to do that. We'll bring the center group back. Oh, what? I just hit it again. There we go. We do need to connect all these now. Was this part of this little part here? Was that part of the center group? It's a lot of going back and forth. Well, let's make it so that it's... No, I guess this part should be part of the center. Okay. And is this flush with this? Oh, it's actually not. It's slightly off. Interesting how it's modeled that way. Well, that makes things a little more complicated. How do I want to do this? Okay. Is this bearing the edge of this flush against this? Yes. So we will group all of these together. Where's our bearing? And the gear and the screw on the upper part go as well. And this part actually spins the wheel. So this will be the drive spire. These are not official names. These are just what I'm calling it at this point. Then we want to revolute mate against the edge of that. Then let's hide this for 1 second so we can get the inside of there correctly. That looks right. Let's show everything again. Select them all with the shift button, hide, and then make them all visible. Show. That part rotates now. Any parts we're missing? I got this, right? I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay. So now all the parts that should be able to spin can spin. Let's hide this mate connector. Now we have to relation them. So let's take a look. First of all, let's start from the bottom up. This bevel gear drives this bevel gear, which makes the whole wheel spin. And we want to ratio these by the number of teeth that they have. So occasionally it will tell you how many teeth. 1545. I believe when I made this puzzle, I deduced that there are 15 teeth here. This means that there are 45 teeth here. I believe I did double check that. But we want to do a gear relation between the revolute that moves this gear, which was 7, and what revolute moves the whole wheel? That's our first one, right? So 1 and 7. Revolute between 1 and 7. And since we selected 1 first, for every time this goes 1 around, it should go multiple times around on the inside. So that's 45 divided by 15, which will reduce to 3. Does that look right? Okay, good. And it's going in the right direction. So those are now adjusted correctly. These two gears should affect each other. So if you click on the gear, it will tell you 17 teeth, the 17T, that's what it means. And 27. So 17 to 27. So what? This is revolute 7. What revolute is this? I think it was revolute 3. Yes, that looks right. So revolute 3 to revolute 7. We'll do another gear relation. Revolute 3 to 7. So I selected 3 first, or we could change these around. For every time this goes around 1, this will go around multiple times. So the bigger number should be on the outside. It was 27 to 17, I think. Except, look, they're not meshing correctly. When I turn this counterclockwise, the other one moves counterclockwise. And we don't want that here. So we want to click reverse direction. So then, now, and you'll notice the teeth are overlapping. You could angle it so that it doesn't do that, but for this challenge, it doesn't really matter, as long as the gears are ratioing themselves correctly. These should spin together. So what revolute is this? Revolute 6 and revolute 3. So this is 27 teeth. How many teeth are on here? 14. What revolute was that? Revolute 6 and revolute 3 need to be geared together. So revolute 6 and revolute 3. And I chose 6 first, which is the smaller one. So the smaller ratio should be on the outside. 14, well, reverse direction already. And 27. Let's just make sure I did that right. Let me check that looks right. Yep, that looks right. Okay. Wait, are they rotating the right? Yes, they are. And you'll notice now when I twist this gear, since it's all ratioed across the whole thing, the other gears will start to rotate in their correct spots too. Does this move that? Yes, we have that covered, right? Okay, good. What else do we need to do now? This should turn the whole thing around. So what revolute is that? I think that's revolute 4 and revolute 2. So we need to count. This is by belt. We're not going to reverse direction here. So we need to count like how many of these little spires are on this peg. And here on this larger wheel, it's every other peg turns it. So I forget what the exact ratio is. You could go and count each one of these individually. But I'm actually just going to refer to what I did when I actually did this myself. So assembly puzzles. Let's see the ratio I used. Whoop. I might have numbered things differently. So revolute 3 to this revolute. Revolute 1, revolute 2, revolute 3, revolute 4. So revolute 3 to 4. This was 4 to 5. This was 2 to 3. This was 3 to 6. This was 7 to 4. This was 1 to 2. Did I not do that? 2 to 3. Or maybe I just... No, I did. I'm just getting lost in the numbers. Revolute 3 is this whole part, right? Oh no, that's the upper part. Revolute 1 is down here. Revolute 2 is that. Revolute 4 is that. Revolute 5 is this. So revolute 4 to 5. Okay, it was 9 to 41. That's the answer I wanted. So now what was it over here? This was revolute... revolute 2 to... What revolute was this? Revolute 2 to 4. Nope, not rack and pinion. That does revolute directional rotation. 2 to 4, I said, right? Okay, yes. I selected... Which one's 2? I think this one's 2. So for every time this goes around, this should go around multiple times more. So the larger number... What was the ratio again? It wasn't this one. It was 9 to 41. So the larger number should be on the outside. Let's make sure this is right. Or it looks generally... Oh, remember the belt doesn't move. Okay, let me look at that a little more carefully. Let's get rid of the belt, or hide it for a second. Okay, that looks, I think, the right ratio. However, they're moving in opposite directions, but the belt should move them in the same way. Okay, that looks right. I don't know where that... Here it is, the belt. Anything else that's not relationed yet? Let's see. Does this... No, that does not drive this yet. So what revolute is that? That is... Revolute 5 to revolute 4. And how many teeth are on this? 15 to 32. So, we said it was 4 and 5, right? So I selected this one first. So each time this goes around, this should go multiple times around. So the higher number should be on the outside. It was 3215, right? I need to check. 15. 32. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Are they going in the right direction? Yes, they are. Okay. Did I get all of them? All the relations I need? I think I might have. This turns that, which turns this, which is going to rotate, What happens if I spin this wheel? This rotates that, which rotates that, which rotates that. That's all good. What about this? What happens when I turn the whole wheel mechanism? This rotates that, which rotates that. Why is this one moving? Oh, I see. That rotates the belt. And this one should move a little slower because when we're doing that, we're also, how Swerve Drive works is we're also rotating. We should be rotating this slowly, which we are. I think so. Let's just follow one of these. We'll select one of these and then follow it. Okay, yes, that should be rotating a little. So that's how you do it. That is the solution to this puzzle. And now I can just play with it. Whee! And I can turn this. And this will turn the whole wheel. And I can turn this, and this will rotate the wheel only. So that is the basics of different relations between mates. And that's the end of Puzzle 9. Thank you so much for watching.